Okay, so let me talk about the people that are in relationships first. So, what I have here for those in relationships, I have the Ace of Cups shown up in the past. So, this is an offer that was made to you or from you to another person. And it shows up in the past, meaning this is a relationship that is still fairly new. I would say like within 6 months. So a lot of you might have entered a new relationship within the past 6 months, and this is something that is still relatively new. It still requires a little bit of work for the two of you to still get to know each other. It's still new enough where you don't know everything about the other person. So there's still, getting that whole getting to know you phase. But the relationship itself is a little bit more stable now. It's past that honeymoon stage, the first 3 months. So you're settled in, you're trying to get to know each other. And I have here the Chariot. And the Chariot is like two very disparate energies. Okay. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, you have the black horse and the white horse. And in this deck, the way that is depicted, they're both looking at different directions, and they're trying to move this chariot along in the same direction, but they're looking at different directions. So I feel that there's a great energy for opposites attract in this relationship, which basically means that I feel you both are very, very different from each other. And I feel like on an ideological, you don't agree on a lot of things. So this means, somebody might be very, very traditional and the other person might be very progressive. Somebody might, believe greatly in destiny, and the other person might believe greatly in free will. So I feel like on an innate level, you both are very different. And I feel that you both really stick to your guns when it comes to, your ideologies and your philosophies. So this is a relationship where there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of respect. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of insights to be learned from one another. And it seems almost as if the relationship itself, you can overcome a lot of challenges. And the ways in which you both are different, it's creating a lot of chemistry. Okay, it creates like a very creative energy. There's a lot of chemistry, and there's a lot of attraction and passion for one another. But you might not know whether or not you both are compatible enough to really build a life together, to have a future together, to settle down into a family unit together. So I feel like that's what's happening currently for some of you who are in relationships. And you're going through, kind of like you're trying to figure out what's the best way to come together as a unit, to work together. At the heart of this situation, I feel many of you are grappling with some type of financial concerns. So you might have met somebody that you really like, and you're trying to plan a future together. And they might be somebody that is, they don't care about money, or they might not be financially stable, or you yourself might not be financially stable. The center of the spread with the Five of Coins, this is a card about feeling lack, okay? Feeling like a sense of lack. So the person that you are involved with might be traveling a lot, and you might be, staying at home, missing their presence. So that is also a way in which, this feeling of lack is playing out. And then for others, there might be just financial lack affecting the relationship. So they might make a lot more money than you, or you might not make, or you might make a lot more money than them. But I feel that they travel a lot. They have a little bit more of an extravagant lifestyle. Okay. It's linked up here with the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is a communications card. It's also a travel card. So I feel that you might not have the financial resources to come see them. If you are both kind of like at a distance from each other, then I do feel that, they might have made the effort to come see you multiple times, and now you're trying to reciprocate, but you're also trying to save up your assets. You're trying to build up your financial wealth. So it's just a little bit difficult right now because financial situations are affecting your ability to invest in this relationship. Crowning this reading is something that you are thinking about. We have here the Eight of Coins, which is you diligently working to balance out, the personal aspect in the relationship, reciprocity, they coming to see you, you coming to see them, making time for one another, going on dates with one another. And also, you're trying to be realistic to not burn through, like your savings. And I feel that you're still diligently working a way to accumulate the wealth for yourself so that you can build a future with this person. And in terms of what you're thinking about here, this is what you want. This is the person that you are thinking about. And this is like the person that you want to become as well. You want to be very financially stable. You want to own assets, land, businesses. You want to be just financially on top of on your A game. And likewise, for those of you who are who has a partner right now, there could be a person that you're thinking about here, Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And I feel that they're inspiring you to work really hard to accumulate a lot of financial assets, to be quite successful as well. So this is a very inspiring type of a relationship where two people kind of spark off each other in a very healthy way. Okay. For others of you, I do sense, give me 1 second. We have the foundation here, and I have here Two of Wands, which is, long distance relationships. So I feel like some of you are dealing with this in a long distance type of a capacity where there needs to be a lot of trips taken. And I feel that, you might have a job where you are kind of like stuck. So your mobility might be limited, and your partner is the one, their job is a little bit more flexible. So they're making more effort to come see you. And we have here the Two of Wands in the reverse. This is also considered, bridging the distance. And we have as well the Three of Wands, waiting on decisions from another person, waiting on the other person to come through, waiting on promises that are made in a previous time. So I definitely feel a lot of coming together for those of you that are in long distance relationships. If you're kind of like in a relationship where you really care about each other, but you're so different from each other, down to the way you fold laundry, for example. I feel that there's going to be still a lot of communication coming through, and a lot of, trying to decide what's the next step. And I feel like in this relationship, you both are very different. So it brings about a strong sense of competition. It's sort of like, look what I can do. Oh, well, look what I can do better. So I feel like there's a friendly, competitive energy between you and the person that you're involved with. So they could be somebody that you're meeting or have met in the work environment, or there could be, somebody that you might be in the same profession. You might have the same, you might be in the same profession. You might be in sales. You might be in, consulting. And you're trying to land, a specific client. So I do see this, very playful energy for competition between you and the person, if your significant other, if they and you are somebody who are very, very different from one another. Okay, so friendly competition, lack of compatibility, but there's a lot of excitement, and there is a lot of love in this relationship. Moving forward, for those of you who are single, I feel like you've got your eyes on somebody. For those who are still single right now, and I'm seeing this earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising, somebody who might be a property owner. They might have owned, their own house, their own condo, for example. They're quite successful, quite established, very sensible with money, and they give great advice. And I feel that, they're not much of a talker. You're an air sign, so you need a lot of communication in order for you to, feel connected to another person. But I feel the person operates in a different way. This person is somebody who's more like, who shows that he or she cares about you through their actions. So if you're wondering whether or not they like you, if they bring you, little snacks, if they bring you coffee, if they go out of their way to make little gestures without a lot of talk, I feel that they do like you. Okay, so I feel like if this is a person you're wondering about and they're in your midst, I do feel that you can, make a move here because it's safe. I feel that they're waiting for you to kind of come get them because they innately are very shy too. And they take calculated risk. Okay, so they can't really risk, making the first move, for example, in case of rejection. So I feel that the person does like you. Okay, this is the person you're thinking about. In terms of what's coming through for you, and this is for, you know, the third group of Geminis I'm speaking to here, we do have the Tower, the Ten of Cups, as well as the Seven of Wands. And I feel like a small minority of you are going through this situation where there has been a lot of interference in the relationship. So this can definitely be I'm seeing like a marriage that has gone awry, that has involved a lot of people. There might have been other people in and out of the relationship. So you might have had an open relationship and realized it's not working, so we're going to need to part ways. You might be from a distance from a partner, and you might realize that, you know, this is such a, it's taking a heavy emotional toll on me. So I feel that we're better off calling it quits. And so I feel that you're going to be inundated with a lot of work. So it seems as if you might not have the adequate time that you can allocate for your partner, and you feel like that might not be fair to them. And then likewise, there might be a third party coming into the picture here, a fire sign, so Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. It's bringing about, you know, a lot of attraction too, so you might be rethinking your relationship. So I feel that for those of you who are separated, there is going to be you know, like a resolution coming through regarding assets, regarding child custody issues. Okay, so that's going to be coming through for those of you who are in dealing with some separation or dealing with some, you know, divorce proceedings right now.